Gaining an advantage might be challenging in today's environment, which is becoming more dynamic and competitive. The majority of us put a tremendous amount of effort and sacrifice into our projects, but that's insufficient. We need to be able to think strategically in addition to being persistent. If we want to stand out from the crowd, it can frequently be difficult to maintain the mental vigor, sharpness, and agility necessary to deal with life's obstacles. Are we therefore constrained by the mental tools that nature has provided us? The quick answer is no, but there are many things we can do to help our brains out. The biggest energy consumer in your body is your brain. Hence, every cell in your body contains microscopic structures called mitochondria that are essential for providing your brain with the energy it requires. Your current level of mental capacity is directly influenced by the condition of your mitochondria. But we overwork our mitochondria far too frequently, which slows down and dulls our thinking. Of course, this isn't done on purpose. After all, who likes a sleepy mind? Instead, we unintentionally deplete our mitochondria by being exposed to poisons in the environment. When we do this, our bodies require additional energy to rid ourselves of the unhealthy food, light, or air that we have consumed. The outcomes: fatigue, mental confusion, and loss of concentration. Don't worry if this seems familiar. The following links offer some simple tips for avoiding toxic substances and maintaining a healthy diet for your brain. One of the fundamental components of the brain is neurons. Their primary function is combining with other neurons to create vast connections known as brain networks. In the end, how these networks function influences how we think, learn, and react to our surroundings. You see, having healthy brain networks is essential for memory function. We effortlessly store new knowledge and have minimal trouble retrieving it later when our neurons can freely connect. On the other hand, when we do struggle with memory and learning new material, it's frequently a sign that our neural networks are failing. The quality of our neurons is influenced by our lifestyle decisions, just like that of our mitochondria. It's time to apply science. Healthy brain networks require myelin, a particularly thick and fatty cell membrane. For this reason, eating meat and butter that have been raised on grass-fed cows can be so good for your cognitive function. These kinds of stable fats are the kind of building blocks your body needs to develop strong, reliable myelin membranes. Sugar increases the amount of insulin in our body, which inhibits neurogenesis. Instead, concentrate on consuming foods rich in polyphenols, which are typically found in coffee, chocolate, grapes, and blueberries. And don't worry if that isn't enough to improve your cognitive abilities. It has also been demonstrated that regular sex and exercise increase neurogenesis. That's accurate. More chocolate and more sex can help you become more mentally sharp. Not exactly a bad prescription. Sometimes all your body needs to fight off whatever is straining it, be it trauma, toxins, or infections. At any age, inflammation can impair our cognitive function, particularly our capacity for learning and concentration. We may thankfully alter our diets to lessen inflammation and regain mental clarity. Omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids are both used by the body to form eicosanoids, but they have quite distinct effects. Eicosanoids generated from omega-3 are anti-inflammatory, whereas those made from omega-6 are pro-inflammatory. The presence of pro-inflammatory chemicals in the body isn't always a bad thing, though. They frequently prove useful when the body is threatened with harm. Indeed, we seek a balance between pro- and anti-inflammatory eicosanoids in our bodies. The majority of us ingest way too many omega-6 fatty acids, which is the issue. As a result, the ratio is skewed in favor of pro-inflammatory eicosanoids, which eventually cause chronic inflammation. By increasing our consumption of wild-caught fish like salmon and reducing our consumption of vegetable oils, which are a common source of omega-6 seconds, we can try to improve this ratio and lower inflammation. There are numerous additional dietary changes we may make to improve our cognitive functioning. You can start by incorporating these brain-boosting foods into your regular snacks and meals if you want to strengthen, accelerate, and sharpen your mind. If they aren't already in your refrigerator, many of the foods you'll need to get your brain working are likely to be on the shelves of your neighborhood grocery store. Certain important, brain-friendly micronutrients, namely polyphenols, have already been mentioned. Naturally occurring in plants, polyphenols are teeming with the antioxidants your body needs to scavenge the dangerous free radicals created by the breakdown of atoms. But polyphenols do more for us than only shield us from free radicals. Among many other advantages, polyphenols assist to protect our intestinal biomass, fight inflammation, and speed up neurogenesis in the brain. How can we ensure that we are consuming enough of these powerful antioxidants? As we already know, they may be found in many vegetables, especially those that have dark red, purple, or blue hues, as well as in coffee and chocolate. Making sure that our bodies are getting adequate antioxidants is important, but we also need to eat properly to support the neurotransmitters in our brains. Chemicals called neurotransmitters are used by the brain to send signals between neurons. Our bodies must have the proper nutrients for them to be produced. Consider two of the most well-known neurotransmitters: GABA, which promotes relaxation of the mind and body, and dopamine, which is essential for the sensation of reward. The body uses a variety of amino acids, such as L-tyrosine, L-phenylalanine, and glutamine to create these neurotransmitters. Increasing your consumption of beef, turkey, nuts, and salmon will ensure that you are providing your body with the necessary building blocks for the production of these neurotransmitters. Therefore, by including these superfoods in your diet, you can enhance your cognitive powers. This is encouraging news, but it only tells half the picture. Learning to avoid meals that can harm your brain is just as crucial as learning to eat ones that can benefit it. Most people are unaware of the foods that deplete our mental energy, impair our mitochondria, and harm our neurons, which puts them at a cognitive disadvantage whenever they need to function at their best. One particularly dangerous component is an oil group known as trans fats. Sadly, they cause a variety of physical harm to our bodies. Trans fats harm our mitochondria. In fact, since cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and other types of dementia are all mitochondrial illnesses. Ingesting trans fats raises our risk of getting these conditions. In addition to being related to these potentially fatal illnesses, mitochondrial damage also reduces our mental capacity. So keep an eye out for trans fats in baked products, fried foods, and margarine, and try to stay away from them as much as you can. You might be shocked to learn who the next offender is. What could be more harmless than milk, after all? The inflammation that milk protein first produces impairs mitochondrial activity and the brain. Second, milk protein binds to polyphenols, preventing the body from using them. You can dispense with the nutritious grass-fed butter from your shopping list, because butter has almost no milk protein. Finally, make every effort to avoid gluten, even if you don't have allergies. Consuming gluten can increase inflammation and decrease blood flow to the brain, which is the exact opposite of what you want when attempting to increase your mental capacity. It's clear at this point that eating fast food won't improve your cognitive functioning substantially. Sugary sodas and fried, highly processed foods are simply not acceptable in your new, brain-boosting wellness regimen. You see, the mitochondria in your cells are extremely light-sensitive. Both infrared and ultraviolet light has been eliminated from our environment, and artificial lighting that drains our energy has been added in its place. The amount of blue light we are exposed to is one of the biggest issues with modern lighting. Consider LEDs, which produce what seems to be white light. In actuality, they emit 5 times as much blue light as you would experience normally. Blue light forces our mitochondria to work harder than usual, which results in the production of a lot of dangerous free radicals. This is not good news for your brain, as you might have guessed. It may cause you to gradually lose your mental sharpness. So what is the answer? The greatest place to start is by lowering the amount of blue light that your devices generate. An app named Lux is available for download on PCs and Android mobile devices. This software automatically reduces blue light at night, but you can change the settings to do so all the time. Simply go to Settings and enable the night shift setting to make the change on the majority of iPhones without any additional software. The second stage is to obtain additional high-quality light. Natural sunshine is the finest, so go outside and enjoy the sun whenever the weather and your schedule permit. You'll be rewarded with a more capable mind.